नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नित्यानन्दमहं नौमि सर्वानन्दकरं परं नामप्रदं देवं अवधूतशिरोमणि नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतिषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं अंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनकारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Together. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter number 5, chapter entitled Vidura's Talks with Maitreya. Text number 2 and 3. 3.5.2. This will discuss 2 then 3. Vidura vacha सुखाय कर्माणि करोति लोको सुखाय कर्माणि करोति लोको न तैः सुखं वान्यदुपारमं वा न तैः सुखं वान्यदुपारमं वा विन्देत भूयस्ततैव दुःखं विन्देत भूयस्ततैव दुःखं यदत्र युक्तं भगवान् वदेन्नः युक्तं भगवान् वदेन्नः। Vidura said, Sukhaya, for attaining happiness, Karmani, fruitive activities, Karoti, everyone does so, Loka, in this world, Na, never, Tai, by those activities, Sukham, any happiness, Va, or, Anyat, differently, Uparaman, satiation, Va, either, Vindeta, achieves, Bhuya, on the contrary, Tata, by such activities, Eva, certainly, Dukkham, miseries, Yat, that which, Atra, under the circumstances, Yuktam, right course, Bhagavan, the great one, Vadet, may kindly enlighten, Na, us. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Vidura said, O great sage, everyone in this world engages in fruitive activities to attain happiness. But one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. On the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please therefore give us direction on how one should live for real happiness. So you clear? What is this verse saying? Was saying that Sukhaya Karmani Karoti Loko. People in this world are working very hard for
happiness,
becoming happy. And whatever hard work they are doing, what is happening? Natai Sukham. ना तो उनको सुख मिलता है, वर्क करते हैं सुख के लिए, सुख नहीं मिलता है. But क्या मिलता है उनको? Neither they find and neither they are satisfied, satiated that okay हो गया अभी. वो करते रहते हैं, मेहनत करते रहते हैं, you know, just like a dangling carrot in front of a donkey. Right. So a person is working hard, you know, thinking that at next step I will be happy, next step I will be happy. So they're never satiated and they never find happiness. You know. On the contrary, what they find? Vendeta bhuyas tadeva dukkham. On the contrary, what they find? It is only creating more misery. Why? Because the process to attain happiness is miserable. In this material world, the process to attain happiness is miserable. Okay. But one is continuing the process of attaining happiness, thinking that, okay, let me suffer now, work very, very hard, go to job morning to night, you know, study like work very, very hard, go to job very, very hard, do everything very, very hard, hoping for what? After that whole thing, happiness will come. But we will find that after that there is no happiness, you know, and then there is so much of hard work only. So what do you gain? You gain only hard work. Nothing you are gaining, you know, only, and that hard work is so miserable. So that's what he's saying. Vindeta bhuyas tadeva dukkham. So that's why yat atra yuktam. That's why please tell me the real yukti solution. You know? I don't want to hear some temporary things, temporary solutions of this world. Right? So give me real yukti, real solution for what? For real happiness. Okay. So my dear Maitreya, please tell me that real thing. Okay. Please give us direction on how one should live for real happiness. Purport. Vidura asked Maitreya some common questions, which was not originally his intention. Uddhava asked Vidura to approach Maitreya Muni and inquire into all the truths concerning the Lord, his name, form, quality, past form, past tense, entourage, etc. And thus, when Vidura approached Maitreya, he should have asked only about the Lord. But out of natural humility, he did not immediately ask about the Lord, but inquired into the subject which would be of great importance to the common man. A common man cannot understand the Lord. He must first know the real position of his life under the influence of illusory energy. In illusion, one thinks that he can be happy only by fruitive activities. But what actually happens is that one becomes more and more entangled in the network of action and reaction and does not find any solution to the problems of life. There is a nice song in this connection. Because of a great desire to have all happiness in life, I built this home. But unfortunately, the whole scheme has turned to ashes because the house was unexpectedly set on fire. Hare Krishna. You understood this? No? But whole life, what I did, I worked very, very hard. For what purpose? I will make a nice home, wonderful home. You know, and to make this nice home, whole life I was earning money and I was coming for the construction and I was doing. And finally I thought that later on I will peacefully stay now. Whole life I worked hard. Finally the day of Graha Pravesh came, and on that Graha Pravesh day suddenly the whole house lit on fire. Everything became ash. Hare Krishna. You understood? What do you understood? How is the story of everyone? Okay, very good. Perfect. A little bit more explanation.
Yeah, so whole life we work hard and accumulating things, but at the end of the life everything is snatched away.
Very good. More graphic what this song is saying. More. It's right. You both are right. And little more explanation.
Body also. man builds up many desires, and at the end, all his desires, they're like unfulfilled. Also, many desires, and they at the time of fulfilling, they are completely finished. I mean, his life is finished. He is on the world of fulfilling, but his life.
Ultimately, death comes and takes away everything, and including this body. People in this world are working very hard for. Making a point. So, and for this body. So you keep making this body nicer and nicer and nicer, and then what happens? And death comes, and then you burn this body. This whole body. This body is like your home, in which you work so much hard to make yourself very famous, very great. This, that, you learn so many things, you accumulate so many credits. Everything is for this body, no? Right? Not for the soul. So, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, I'm such a great person, and then this body is, when the time comes to get enjoy, then this body is dead and gone, finished. Whole life you keep working hard for it. So in that way, this is the law of nature. Prabhupada saying the law of nature is like that. Everyone tries to become happy by planning in the material world, but the law of nature is so cruel that it sets fire to one's scheme. The fruitive worker is not happy in his scheme, nor is there any satiation in his continuous hankering for happiness. So the point is that first of all, one should be very convinced that by material endeavors the happiness cannot come. And then only one can talk about Lord. Else it looks like, oh Prabhu, what, talking about Krishna and everything is very nice, but I have to manage so many other things. I have to balance so many other things. So first we need to understand that what do you want to balance? Right? There is only one thing in our life that is Krishna. There's not like 100 things to be balanced. There's only one thing. All other activities, all our efforts are all useless, waste of time. It's never give you any happiness, never give you any satiation, never give you any satisfaction, never make anyone else in this world happy. There is only one thing, that is Krishna. How many of you are confused? What? Yeah. Okay. What about studies, college, career? वो सब जरूरी नहीं है क्या?
If we don't study, cannot make us happy.
Yes, this thing is not like that. So Shivam is saying these things cannot make us happy, and hence they are not at all important. Right? Your statement is right. It cannot make us happy. Is this the conclusion of your statement?
No, but we have to do it as a service to Krishna.
Yes. The point is that we should understand that if you are thinking that studies, career, and earning livelihood is meant for my happiness, then you have missed the whole point. Then you are going to be frustrated, guaranteed. This is not meant for your happiness. Okay, right? Don't think that I will do study and career and earn a lot of money, and I'll be very happy. Sorry, sir, you won't be. It's not possible. Yes, we should do all these things. We can do, we must do. Not even should, must do our studies, career, and everything for service to Krishna. This is only for Krishna. There is only one thing in life. What is that? Krishna. No, any second thing you try to do is foolishness. Direct foolishness. Okay, so that's the first one. So first, the point is that to really become attentive and absorbed in Krishna Katha, Krishna consciousness, one need to first of all be convinced that material life is foolishness. It's illusory. It just doesn't make any sense. There's nothing like material life. Then only one will become very serious about hearing about Krishna. Right? Okay, the real thing is only Krishna. There's nothing else. Right? And everything else I need to do in my life, everything is only for Krishna's pleasure only. Hence, Krishna Katha is the prime essential thing in my life. Then the verse becomes very, very relevant and important. Janasya Krishna Vimukhasya Daiva Adharmashilasya Sudukhitasya Anugrahaye Hacharanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. O my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. So what it says, Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya. The people who have, Janasya means people in general, Krishnad Vimukhasya means who have turned away their face from Krishna. Vimukh means apna moh udhar kar diya. So they have turned away from Krishna. Vimukhasya, Krishna Vimukhasya, Daivat, because of influence of the external energy. So that means they are so people who have forgotten Krishna and they are becoming absorbed in the material energy. What is the hope for them? And then it says, what they are doing because of external energy, they have turned away from Krishna. Because of that, what they are doing? Adharma Shilasya. What they are doing? Adharma. Right? They are for going on the path of adharma. What is the reason of going in the path of adharma? Because they have turned away from Krishna. And because of that, what's happening? Sudukhitasya. These people are not dukkhitasya, but sudukhitasya. Supremely miserable, highly miserable people in this world. Why they are miserable? Because they are going on the path of adharma. And why they are going on the path of adharma? They have turned away from Krishna. So that means turning away from Krishna is the root cause of all the miseries of anyone in this world. So that's why now, what is the hope for these people? That's the question. What is the hope for these people? The hope is Anugrahaya charanti nonam bhutani bhavyani janadanasya. The hope is the people who are great philanthropic souls who travel on the earth and who are distributing Krishna consciousness. There will be great devotees who are always traveling and giving Krishna consciousness to others. We should be very much looking forward for association of great souls who are always traveling, and distributing Krishna consciousness, traveling on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Lord. I was thinking, so fitting verse for Radheshyam Prabhu's coming here. Haribol. At least traveling all over the earth simply for this purpose, no other thing. And you meet him, he's always filled with that compassion, genuine concern in every living entity in this world, that how they will be delivered, how they will be benefited. So, such an important reason why we should be very serious to take association of great souls. Purport. To be obedient to the wishes of Supreme Lord is the natural position of every living entity. But due only to past misdeeds, a living being becomes averse to sense of subordination to the Lord and suffers all the miseries of material existence. No one has anything to do but render devotional service to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Understood? No one has anything to do but render devotional service to Supreme Lord Krishna. कुछ और करने का आवश्यकता नहीं, सिर्फ एक ही ड्यूटी हमारा कृष्ण सेवा. Therefore, any activity other than transcendental loving service to the Lord is more or less a rebellious action against the supreme will. All fruitive activity, empirical philosophy and mysticism are more or less against the sense of subordination to the Lord. And any living entity engaged in such rebellious activity is more or less condemned by the laws of material nature, which work under the subordination of the Lord. That means what? This very important discussion Mahaprabhupada is making here, that the issue, the main root cause of all the problems is what? Turning away from Krishna. And what Prabhupada uses the word here, because of being disobedient, averse, sense of subordination. So disobedience. So one is, because one is not wanting to for rebellious. So main point is rebellion to Krishna leads to what? This is adharma also. This is only definition of adharma. Which leads to? That's what. This is averse to the sense of subordination. What it leads to? So dukkhitasya. miseries. So all the miseries are coming. So now what is meaning of rebellious to Krishna? What is rebellion to Krishna?
Doing any activity other than
Devotion service. Krishna means any activity other than devotion service. That's the whole point. So that's what Prabhupada is making a point here, that any activity other than devotion service is more or less rebellious action against the Supreme Will. Why? Because Krishna wants what Krishna wants? Krishna wants that we practice Krishna consciousness and go back to Godhead. Be happy. And Krishna wants us to become happy people. But when we try to do anything that is happy, then we become miserable. And that's why it is Krishna's will. Krishna is never happy with that. So that is rebellious activity. Okay, so all fruitive activity, empirical philosophy and mysticism are more or less against the sense of subordination to the Lord. And any living entity engaged in such rebellious activity is more or less condemned by the laws of material nature, which work under subordination of the Lord. That means any activity includes what? Karma, Jnana, Moksha, Yoga. Yoga means Dhyan Yoga. So all karma, jnana and dhyan, all the different, or this is all little higher level, but modern day you can say philanthropy. Philanthropy means social work, social service, this, that, blah 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 blah. So many things. So anything which is not bhakti, direct bhakti, it is all rebellion only, and this is again the sense of subordination. Great and enlightened devotees of the Lord are compassionate towards the fallen, and therefore they travel all over the world with the mission of bringing souls back to Godhead, back to home. Such pure devotees of the Lord carry the message of Godhead in order to deliver the fallen souls, and therefore the common man who is bewildered by the influence of external energy of the Lord should avail himself of their association. So that's a very important statement. So what is the hope for a person engaged in any activity other than bhakti? What is the hope for them? What is the hope? Great souls. Why? Why this is the hope? Why?
Because they speak about Krishna.
because you will engage us in
You
can give us
He gave us bhakti.
He can inspire us to be subordinate to the Lord.
Yes, He will inspire us. This is very important.
Find Karma and Yoga and reading scriptures also. Whatever we do, you will find our motives may not change.
Yes.
Although we appear religious, or we appear.
It's very important one. So because He will, the great souls, remove our misconceptions and the reasons why we are rebellious to God. Right? We are many times feeling that हरे पूरा कृष्ण को surrender कर देंगे तो मेरा इसका क्या होगा, उसका क्या होगा. So great souls helps us to glorify. They glorify Krishna and help us clarify that. Why you are worrying? Krishna is Bhoktaram Yaga Tapsam Sarva Maheshwara Surgam Sarva Bhutanam. वो सब टेक कर करेंगे, आप क्यों इतना टेंशन ले रहे हो? वो सुप्रीम कंट्रोलर है, सुप्रीम फ्रेंड है, no? Whenever these conceptions keeps going on, so they inspire us to be subordinate, right? We want to be subordinate to person whom we are sure that two things. We like to be subordinate to someone we are sure that
Capable.
he is capable, very good, and
He is also friend. He is compassionate. Also,
well-wisher. He is well-wisher. He really loves us. And another point I would rather say another way also, the same point, but we have got trust on him that he will not exploit. Whom we want to be subordinate of. Where we have some trust, we don't just become subordinate so fast. Right? What is the Damodar Veda? Or what is the discussion we had some few days back? That how Krishna likes to be subordinate to someone who is
his devotee.
more specific, serious, sincere, without any little motives. And then what else? And consistently. Right? Why happens? Because then Krishna is developing trust that this fellow, I can really trust this person. Consistently serious himself without any motive. I can trust this person and I can hand over myself to him, that he will not exploit me. Because you give, Krishna says, "I give myself to Karmi. Karmi will exploit Krishna. Say, oh, very nice. Now give me this, give me that." And he will not be happy also. That's why Krishna remains for Karmi, like a personal Brahma Jyoti or comes through demigods or something. He doesn't want to personally come into life of such a person. But only for a bhakta, Krishna comes himself and wants to be subordinate also. Because he does like that. So we want to be subordinate to God and spiritual master when we see that they are capable and they are their mission. So that's why it's very, very important. This is what the great souls do. They help us develop this trust in Krishna. That is, he'll take care of you, don't worry. They have that faith and trust. Okay, so now we'll come to the topic. So this was just an introduction with today's class. Okay, so now my question is, now this has become a permanent part of this board. So now the question is, so the point is that now we are so very blessed and fortunate that His Grace Radhe Shampoo is coming tomorrow. Haribo. Just few hours remaining, literally. So we should be very, very fired up to get his association, and especially, yesterday I was discussing with the senior devotees that I was discussing with Namprem Prabhu a few days back, and I was telling him that this Radha was just sitting just there, and both of us were sitting here, and just after the class I was discussing with Namprem Prabhu that Prabhu, just see, that we are so close to Radha Prabhu, we are just talking to him, and many devotees are coming and talking, but how much are we able to understand really? He is such a special personality here, sitting here, just next to us. Maybe 50 years later, in the ISKCON world, if people history of ISKCON कैसे developed हुआ, क्या हुआ, people will be able to appreciate and understand what Radha Shampoo did for the whole ISKCON world. It's a very, very big, deep revolution which he is creating. It's a very deep revolution. It can't be understood immediately. Like a bit now 25 years are over, so something is visible that what actually Prabhu is doing. But now the way he is expanding the things all over the world, it will take another 25 years to be able to see and recognize what is happening. So the point is that just like when Prabhupada was there, not everyone could understand that who is this great personality. Similarly, all these great souls also, Jayapataka Maharaj, Radhan Maharaj, Bhakti Tit Maharaj, in the beginning days when they were all there, people couldn't understand. They just felt, okay, another doubt. But as time progressed, now we can see what great miracles all of them did. So similarly, Radha Shampoo, so we are so very fortunate that Prabhu is coming and so lovingly giving us his association. Rather coming, not even we invited him. Obviously, I requested him to come, but he couldn't make it into his schedule. So it got skipped. This year, Prabhu was not supposed to go to Kharagpur. In the beginning of, he makes his schedule 1 year before. Like now, 2026 schedule will begin just after Kartik Yatra. Already calendar has come. The scheduling will start now. So again, I will again put my request before. So I have to put next year request now. And last year when I put the request, it didn't process. Somehow it was not there. But Radha Shampoo somehow made a priority for Kharagpur. So he himself called and told, our devotees, if I come on this date, will devotees will be there? They will be free. They'll be, it's a good time. Obviously, he didn't told in the beginning it was coming from Dheeraj Prabhu. He called me. So I told, yes Prabhu, Radha Shampoo can come. So that ticket book ho gaya. Then Radha Shampoo from US he called me. And then he called me to to tell that actually what is happening when the devotee is telling from Dhanbad, I can directly go to Agra. In Agra there is some nice program youth preachers are arranging. So I will skip Kharagpur, coming to Kharagpur. What do you think? Is that okay? Is that all right? Because I'm thinking Kharagpur this may not be a good time, huh? Because they have exams or something. I don't know, not at all, Prabhu. They don't have exams this time. This is a very good time, Prabhu. You please come. This will be very good. Oh, is it? It will be good. Good. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please come. Please come. Okay, then I'll cancel that Agra. Yes, sir. Cancel it. I'll say no to him. So Prabhu was eager, but he wanted to check whether we are eager. Because if we are not eager, then Prabhu will go somewhere else. Prabhu has so many places to go. So anyways, the point is that we are so fortunate that Prabhu is coming. So we should take full advantage of association. So one of the important thing when great souls come, the senior devotees come, one of the important thing, I'll ask two questions. That was the point of my class, but seeing time was running so fast. Time का speed थोड़ा धीमा नहीं गया. So first question I wanted to ask is, okay, we'll try to do, but we'll complete these two questions. Try to do fast. Why should we serve great souls? So this is the first question I want to ask. So you can answer. Why should we serve the great souls? Serve. I'm using the word, especially I'm using the word service. Okay. The next question will be, how do we serve? Okay. So two different questions are there. The first question I'm asking is, why should we serve the great souls? Now, what is the need and importance? क्या फायदा होगा उससे? एक एक करके सब लोग बोलते जाओ, ठीक है? ऐसे लाइन में बोलो.
If that devotee is pleased, then Krishna is pleased, then we will get the mercy of Krishna.
By pleasing devotee, we please Krishna, and we get Krishna mercy. Okay. What else?
We get taste in hearing Krishna Katha and quality to serve.
Taste in
Krishna Vasudeva.
What else?
By ourselves we can't get anything, but by their mercy we can.
Anything means?
Anything.
Dhananjana. By ourselves we can't progress in bhakti. There is no hope. Yasya aprasada na gati kota. So only way is to serve and things very good. Making sense, na? This question on the post. और कुछ? सर्व सिद्धि को, ठीक है. What else?
Pure devotees are always serving Krishna. While when we serve them, we are also associating him in service of Krishna.
They are assisting. Assisting is a very important point. Assisting. By serving them, we are assisting them in serving Krishna. Because they are always engaged in Krishna service. So it is like being more of servant of the servant. Very, very powerful. And what it does, it makes one
Humble.
okay. What else?
Purify heart.
Okay, what else? What servant do? If you become servant of the servant of the servant, what happens?
Krishna is
Is dear to Krishna.
You become very
Not just there,
Very
intimate, yeah, intimate. Intimate to Krishna. And the intimacy with Krishna comes
with the right attitude of servant of the servant. More you are servant of the servant, looks little opposite. Then if you become servant of the servant, you become far, far, far. But actually, fact is that more you become servant, more you are becoming intimate. Okay, and this is how it works. Spiritual science works like that. Not that oh, bro, I want close direct association. If you want direct, then you become far only. But you want to serve the servant, you experience Krishna's reciprocation even more direct in your life. Okay. Anything else?
They dissipate ignorance and darkness.
Very good. You can immediately experience it, dissipate ignorance and darkness. And that means if
Struggling from some particular anarthas,
we can find that we can be immediately uplifted. Our consciousness will be uplifted
by serving them, by getting their association and serving them. I personally have one experience. And I remember once I was facing some difficulty in my own spiritual life, and then I wrote a mail to Radheshyam Prabhu. And I wrote almost a 2-page mail explaining, giving all my reports and explaining my situation and this, that. And then Radheshyam Prabhu replied 5-page. Well, I'm just page and saying approximation. जीवन में तो pages नहीं आता है. Just mail रहता है तो I don't know. But it was like almost double or more than double of what mail I sent. Radheshyam Prabhu replied a huge reply. And just by reading it, I was just feeling. I just read through that. Just by reading it, I felt so uplifted. That literally, for one day I was in literally ecstasy. I can't understand the way I was chanting. It was like another world of happiness just by reading that. The kind of spiritual strength I got. I couldn't be normal that one day. I was a little bit different would be. The kind of energy. I'm saying that their association can give you such upliftment, that you just transcend, and I couldn't even reply that mail. After next person, today almost 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I received mail. Next day, from that time till next day, full day I was in different world, and then day before, next to that, day after tomorrow, then I replied. I mean, I couldn't reply also. I just told that I told him that how yesterday I was so happy. Just replied. So grateful. So point is that their association, if you take it, if you take their association, serve them, their association can really just uplift, bring us out of whatever difficulties, conditionings, big problems we may be facing. Suddenly we will be coming out of it. And that's the only way. Actually, ऐसा कोई और कोई तरीका है भी नहीं. Yes, thank you. Now question is, how do we serve? जिसका ड्यूटी वर्शिप है उनको बोल रहा हूँ, टाइम हो चुका है. Yes,
but we'll just Hare Krishna. Okay. The timer लगा कर Tanay has put a timer at 6:50 sharp. No one can, no speaker can speak more than that.
By following their instructions.
It's very important, following their instructions. The real service is to follow their instructions. What else?
Hearing from them.
Hearing.
Something.
Okay, what else?
Exactly what they want. Not concocting.
So by following their instruction का थोड़ा और deeper version. Doing exactly what they want. This is really deep. I'm saying it's a really deep version because not concocting. I would add to that. That means really trying to understand what they want.
Yes, really trying to understand their heart. You understand? Just following the instruction superficially and really trying to please, really trying to understand, and that's not what he needs, what he wants. How can I say? Okay. Yes. What is?
So in hearing with submission also eagerly, submissively and eagerly.
What is?
Putting full faith in whatever you see and no doubts.
And?
Putting full faith in whatever you see.
And?
Having no doubts on the doubts.
No doubts. Full faith. Okay, what else?
Fourth point can come by revealing ourselves to them. Fourth point can come by revealing ourselves to them, asking questions.
Inquiring. Very good. Inquiring. What else?
Keeping our heart open so that the words change.
थोड़ा और बहुत heart openness and a very deep point actually. I think you attended the camp. MTech camp. Yes, what is?
Personal service.
Personal service. Personal service. There is a lot of opportunity for personal service, especially when Prabhu comes, Vapu Seva. So, see, Vani, this all, what you said here is all Vani Seva which you can do even when Prabhu is not here. Right? You can always do this, these all. But this is something which you can get only when Prabhu is there. So, we have that opportunity. Prabhu is going to come here. This is called Vapu Seva. You know what is Vani, Vapu? Vani means following the instructions. And Vapu means devotees here. We assist and serve in whatever way we can. So now there is going to be a wonderful opportunity for someone is going to okay, so there is a great opportunity. So how many of you have Thursday off? Thursday second half of there is no class. Okay. So Jyotirmay Prabhu can make a note. This will announce it. Very nice. Shripat Prabhu can also help in the auditorium, right? And Prabhu's name is? Rohit. Hare Krishna. They can also help in the auditorium. And other devotees, Priti Sundar Prabhu, Vishwa Prabhu, Tanay Prabhu, Yogesh Prabhu, Prashant Prabhu. Okay, you write their name, huh? Prashant Prabhu and Tanay Prabhu. So we'll about those who are Thursday off will get a special mercy and a special services. and other such readiness come, keep coming. Okay. So thank you very much. We wish you all the best. You may get, those are Thursday off may get personal service because Prabhu is coming. Haribo. So thank you very much. Wish you all the best and let us tune ourselves fully to receive Radheshyam tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow also we will continue discussion on this topic going more deeper. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai